Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd get started on our August craft challenge, so let's jump into it. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my channel if you are new here. We do a lot of different types of videos, everything from craft hauls to craft with me, craft challenges, try with me's. We try to vary it up quite a lot, although all of our videos are generally craft related. If you haven't been watching, both in July and again in August, we set ourselves some crafting challenges. In July, it was to make just any card a day, and through August, we challenged ourselves to not spend anything, which I did break at the very beginning, but I made a reset with that one, and so far I have been very good and not purchased anything. And the second challenge for August was to see how many cards we could make out of the paper boutique set. We have a paper pad here, and we have the matching toppers pad as well. If you haven't already seen the first video, I did some prep work a few days ago, which was me basically pulling out and sorting out the papers, cutting up all of the toppers so that I've got a pile full of toppers. I've got a pile full of sentiment strips and some of the like ribbon strips as well. Didn't cut all of those out, so I do have some more sheets of those out of the way. I thought today I would make a start and just make some of these cards, really, because I'm going down the route of like a mass making version of this. I'm not going to be doing too many different styles of cards. I'm going to essentially pick a style and then make lots of that cards and then make another style and so on, just to make it a little bit easier on the making side of things. So these are the toppers that we cut out in the previous video, and I'll drop a link for that in the description box. I'm not sure how, I know I've got 16 different toppers, but I'm not sure how many I've got of each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 different toppers. So in theory I could do 6 different styles of cards, one for each of these toppers, and I think that would be okay. So today we're going to make our first style of card. I'm not sure what to do actually. I'm going to just zoom you out a little bit so you can see a little bit more of my desk and working space. I think these toppers are around the 4x4 size, so a 4x4 card isn't going to work great for these, purely because they are going to pretty much take up the entire card, and I do want to add some layers in there and some different styles. I'm going to grab one of each of the different types of toppers to begin with and get these in a pile. What I'll do, because I know there's so many of these to make and I don't want to bore you by watching me remake the same thing lots of times, what I'll do is I'll make maybe 1 to 2 versions of them, and then the others I will make, but I will fast forward for you. And then at the end of the video I'll show you the cards that I've made in that style so that you can see them. And then that way, if you want to just skip to the end, you can. There we go. I think they're going to sit really nicely on a 5x5 blank. So let me grab my 5x5s. I think my 6x6s will be too big and I'll use up too much of my paper. Except 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I've only got 15. 4 by 5, 6. Okay. Change of plan. I was going to do some 5 by 5 cards, but I know I've got 16 different toppers and I've only got 15 card blanks. How annoying is that? So we will use some of these C6 card blanks instead. I can still do a similar card, not a problem. I think, will that still fit? Yeah, that will still fit. I'm not going to get a huge amount of layering on there though again, am I? I'm just going to pause the video while I have a think about this. I thought that those would fit a little bit nicer on those card blanks. I mean, I can trim some of these down a little bit. Maybe that's the route I go down, is I trim them down and make them just a bit smaller. Let me pause the video and I will have a look at my other card blanks and see if any others will fit any better. Right, I've gone through my card blanks and the toppers do fit on the C6 size cards, but it doesn't give me a lot of room for any like matte and layering or anything. I didn't want to use the 6x6 cards purely because I didn't want to use up all of my paper on these first 16 cards that I make. But the I don't have enough 5x5s. I thought I'd got another packet, but I don't. It's another packet of 4x4 and another packet of 6x6s. And I'm determined not to break my no spend again because I know I can't just add card blanks. I will end up adding more into my basket. So we'll use the 6x6s. I have got another pack of these paper sheets. So it's not that I'm going to run out of them in general. It's just I wanted to show you guys how much you could make out of them. But if it gets towards the end and I have to use the other the other paper pad, then I'll grab the other paper pad out. So I'm going to open these up. So I do use my own card blanks. It's my own personal preference that I buy them in. I don't make them. These are from Craft UK Limited. I really like their card blanks and you'll find that that is pretty much one of the only brands I've used. I have got some other card blanks from the works, but I don't use them a great deal. So let's get started. Now what I'm thinking is some of the backing paper that's going to match or maybe contrast. So like with this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to go for the inner pink or that one. I'll have a look at how they look on top of each other. I'm going to go for some Miri card. So I've got some gold and some silver. I'll pick whichever one I think looks best on that particular colour combo. And then what I'm thinking is on a banner, the same matching Miri board, the same matching backing paper, couldn't think of the word then, and then a small sentiment maybe cut and put in the middle of that. I've got like my self-adhesive rhinestones, half pearls and things that I can join in. I'm wondering if any of these smaller sentiments would fit on these. I'm not sure, they might be too small. thank you would fit, I think, so I could actually cut them out of that. Best wishes would work. With love would. Good luck would. Maybe a bit tight. Yeah, with sympathy isn't going to fit. Some of these smaller ones will fit with this die. So we'll see how we go. We may have like a triple layer on that, I'm not sure. So take my card blank and fold it in half. Now I am going to cut the paper down slightly, so I know that this is a 6x6, give or take. Sometimes they can be slightly off. So I'm going to cut my backing paper to about 5.5 by 5.5, so that I've got a small white border, and it will save me a little bit extra of the cardstock, paper stock for the background piece. I'm going to put those in a pile because they are the ones I'm going to work on next. I think I actually quite like the gold on that one. I'm not sure if to go for the lemons or the middle one, if we have the middle one as a backing paper, which we do. So I've got that and that on the lemons, or that and that on that one. I think I like it on that one, so we're going to grab a sheet of this for this particular topper. I'm going to take out my trusty cutter, and I'm going to cut a 5.5 by 5.5 square piece. So 5.5. I'm keeping all of these scraps, and these scraps are going to put somewhere separate so that I can make my additional cards out of them. If you haven't been watching my channel, or maybe you've missed it, I did treat myself before I started this challenge to one of the Scotch ATG 700 double-sided tape dispensers. It's really sticky tape. I would highly recommend it if you're doing lots of cards, because it's so much easier than the little ones. So I'm just going to go around with my tape. There we go. So this is where you can see how the card blanks are off. I'm not happy with that, but we'll carry on. We'll see how it looks when it's done. I may just trim this little edge off, because this was a 5.5 by 5.5. I've measured this, so I know that my measurements are correct. And then I'm going to stick this onto my gold foil on this occasion. There we go. And I'm going to get a cutter and just trim that down. And then I'm going to use some 3D tape on this one. As you guys know, I like to 3D up my topper area. I'm going to lift that so it sits a bit higher up the top. Yeah. Then I'm going to take these, and this is where I'm going to get my Sizzix cutter out. So I think if we go for it on that side, I think I quite like it there. In fact, I may just go, I think I'm just going to go 2 levels. I think I'm going to go just the gold and then the sentiment. I'm going to use the pink one because I've got pink sentiments. And I feel like the pink would go quite nicely with this. And I think we decided best wishes wouldn't work, so I'm going to go for the with love. So I'm just going to cut it away from here first. Let's hope I've put that in straight, otherwise it may not look quite so good. So and that one through. Yes, that is not bad at all. Now this is a little piece of scrap that I'm not going to keep. That is just a little bit too small, so I'll pop that straight in the bin. And I'm going to take my gold piece and I'm going to pop that on there. Trim this off slightly because there's still enough there for me to get at least another flag out of. And this is why I like die cutting, and this is why I try and trim it off. That's my only piece of waste. I think that's a bit too small for any dies I've got, so we'll throw that away, but there's just such little wastage from it. I really like it. So I'm going to sit this onto here. For this, I'm going to use some of my double-sided tape because I have this super skinny one. There we go. And then I'm going to take my decoupage tape, of course, and pop a couple of little squares of this on. And then, for this particular one, I think I'm going to add some micro gems, because why not? These ones will go really nicely in the corners on this. I'm going to repeat this same style of card, but the other cards may not have the gems. It depends on if I've got a gem that will match that particular colourway. Though I do have pale blue ones, and this pack just seemed to be a lot of pinks and pale blues, so I may actually be able to add gems on all of them, but there we go. That is going to be my first card style. I think that's really pretty, and it's super easy to replicate as well. Haven't added a great deal of stuff really. The only things I've added is the mirror board and the little gems, which I said I would allow myself to add in anyway. So I'm going to make another card exactly the same style, and then I'll carry on making them. I may not make all 16 on the camera, but I'll make a few of them which I'll skip through so that you're not sort of stood watching them real time. And then at the end I'll show you all of the cards that I've made in this style. So let's get on with it. So my next topper is this blue one. No, it isn't. Might help if I took them from the... Oh, it is. It's that one anyway. Look. So this is my next topper. So I'm definitely going to go for a blue sentiment. So we'll pull this one out. And then the inner background of that one is that one. Yeah, So I'm going to go for 5.5 by 5.5. Keeping my scraps to one side. This one will go for this top sentiment of thank you. This one, I think the colours would really suit this silver mirror. So we're going to go for the silver mirror on this occasion. Cut it back out and just trim this up. Stick this onto here. I can run 2 of these through in once, so I'll get this going through at the same time. There we go. So that is my sentiment. My flag backing for the sentiment. There we go. And then I think that these pale blue ones will fit in the corners on this, and that'll be my elements made up, and I can just put it all together on my card blank. That one didn't stick down. There we go. That is all of the elements made. So I've got my backing sheet, my topper that I'll 3D up, and my sentiment that will sit in the bottom corner. So let me grab a card blank and let's build this up. Then we're going to take this and decoupage this up. Add on my sentiment. Now these corners on this particular flag are just lifting up slightly. So I'm going to take my tacky glue. I'm going to start off by seeing if it will come out, which of course it won't. I only want the tiniest bit. I really need to get some sort of decanter for this. It's okay, I'll get one of my head pins out, poke a hole. I've seen some people leave their head pins in these, but mine went rusty. I don't know why. and then stick this in each bottom corner here and along this bottom edge. And there we go. So that is going to be the first style of card that I make. I'm now going to make some more, and I will fast forward this bit so that it goes a little bit quicker for you. And then at the end, I'll show you some of the cards that I've made. So my hands, as you may have seen in that last video, in the last card making, are starting to shake a little bit. So I'm going to carry on making them, but away from the camera, just so that you haven't got to watch me shaking all the time. And then I will pop back in just a few minutes and I will show you all of the cards I've made using this style of card. So let's have a look. I am back, guys. So as I said at the beginning, I have batch made using the design that I have just put in the beginning of the video. So I managed to make 16 different cards. They all follow the same design, but they all have different main toppers, and then I've used just varying different sentiments dependent on which one I felt matched the topper, and then I've added the little accents, and they've got different colours dependent on which ones I felt matched the card design the best. Put those out the way. So I'm really happy with these. These are on the 6-inch card blank, so they're fairly large cards. Because I've done them on the 6-inch, I don't have masses of background papers left, if I'm totally honest. To do this background, I used 16 sheets, but I was able to cut them down. So, although I've used 16 sheets of the backing cards, I have all of these that are cut into strips, and my hope is that I am going to use these bits as well to make some backgrounds. So that was the first design I had planned, and as I say, the first 16 cards as part of my August craft challenge. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it inspires you to get your craft stuff out. If you have a similar set of papers, then please feel free to get them out and join me. I know that we are coming towards the end of August, but I have plenty more cards to make for the August craft challenge. So thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button so that you can get notification every time we load up a video. I'm trying to get to 900 subscribers by the end of the month, and at the point of recording this ending, we are on 889. So we are so close to getting to our target, which would be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.